Hello and welcome back to the third rail. The model railway hobby is a bizarre thing. You start something, then you get distracted and start something else, and this might lead you to start yet another thing. At the end you have not done what you wanted to do. And today's video is a good example, so it might be a bit disjointed in places. Alright, let's go. I was in the middle of testing a holiday train with a BR12, which is a beautiful thing, but we'll have a look at it later. As I was doing this, a delivery arrived, which contained a few coaches on the bench now. They are part of a lot I won at an auction. So what do we have here? We have a couple of 4037s, which would have been sold as express passenger cars of the Deutsche Bundesbahn. Not particularly rare outside of the period I collect, but quite nice nevertheless. But I wasn't interested in these. What caught my attention instead are these coaches. The box tells us that they contain a italienischer Personenwagen in the widely spoken language that is German. Let's look on the side. The language of diplomacy tells us it is a voiture italienne. That helps me. And if we look on the other side, we find the English bit. That would be for most of you. And it tells us it's an Italian passenger coach. They were lost in the corner of a tray of coaches. You can see the picture of the auction here. The remaining coaches in the lot are East German Schicht coaches, in which I have absolutely zero interest. There was also a Primex coach, which I think is part of the Orient Express set, but I still need to investigate this one, I'm not sure yet. Back to our Italian coaches. They are all the same. It's model number 4036. Let me unpack them quickly. The boxes are good. I spent an hour off camera polishing the wheels already. What did I say about distraction? And they came out nicely. I'll grab a coach from the spares box to give you an idea of the state the wheels were in. Compared side by side, you can see the difference. Not a bad result, isn't it? The coaches are all in pretty good shape, with no body or chassis rust. The only thing wrong with them are the roofs. As is usual with coaches of this vintage, the silver roofs have a few scratches and spots of surface rust here and there. I'm not sure whether to make an attempt at fixing this or to simply call this patina and live with it. We'll see. Now let me compare the two types of coaches. They both are 22 centimeters long and almost identical as far as the tooling is concerned. We have the same doors, same details on the side. See the lines? Here, here, and then here and here. And I think we have the same number of windows. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, same thing. The only difference between the two is the roof. As we can see here, we have the lovely, relatively intricate Italian roof. And here is the more simple or different German one. The 4036 was in production between 1960 and 1971. Note that there was a re-edition in 2022 in the form of a nostalgic tinplate set under model number 40360. The livery used in that set is a tad lighter though. A fellow YouTuber did a comparison recently, and there's a link to it in the corner of your player now if you're interested. So I thought it would be nice to see these in action on the layout, so I changed my plan for this video. More distraction. Let me tidy up a bit and rail the coaches. There we are. Nice color. Now I have the perfect engine for this consist ready to go in the center of the layout. It's a Märklin 3035. Let me grab it. There we are. This is an E424 of the FS, that's the National Italian Railways. It's a model produced between 1960 and 1986. This is a 1980s version. Here's the box. It is a recent arrival too, but I won't do a dedicated video for it because I don't know where to get the information and photo material I would need. So all I'd be doing is paraphrasing Wikipedia, and you don't need me to do this for you. So I shall leave it to you to do your own research in this case. If you know where to look though, feel free to leave a comment below. It is always interesting to know where to find background information about such things. Back to the model. It's very nice. Everything is in excellent shape, not a scratch or rust spot anywhere. Let's have a quick look around. Look at this very aggressive looking cab. It can't hide it was designed in 1943. And all this brown everywhere. The chassis is in good shape too. The logo ran out of the box and I only had to do a minor service on it. Right, let me put it in front of the coaches. Very nice. Now let's see how it performs on the main line. We are back in the 1960s. Let me turn the sound up a bit so you can hear the racket. Ah, pure ganz Metall or old metal goodness. Okay, we had no problems anywhere. It's a beautiful combination, I think. So I'm going to park this train on the mainline bypass for now so we can have a look at the 4037s. Okay. The 437 was the last 22 cm coach made by Märklin. It was produced between 1958 and 1979 in a single version, unchanged for all this time. It is a loose interpretation of an ex-Deutsche Reichsbahn Express coach of the Deutsche Bundesbahn. For all this time, it was the only choice available if you needed coaches of this type. Other manufacturers, the like of Fleischmann, Trix, Lima or Rocco later on, didn't do any either. They are in good condition. It is the same story as the 4036s as far as the roofs are concerned, which suffer from a few blemishes. So let's rail the first one. There we are. The next one doesn't look bad either. Now the last one has something inside. Somebody outfitted it and sat some passengers in it. See? He or she used a simple strip of paper as a base and glued seats and toilet cubicles on it. Simple but effective, and so very clever. I think it is a Märklin interior fitting as well. It looks like a 0225 set with a 0226 passenger set maybe. Okay, let's rail this one too. Yeah, this one has had some coupling surgery. See? You can see a bit of solder there. So I cannot adjust the coupling, so we'll have to wing it and hope for the best here. Okay, all done. Now we need a logo for them. and I have the perfect match, I think. I prepared a Märklin 3085, which I presented already on the channel. There is a link at the top of the screen again if you want a closer look. Since the video though, I fitted a new smoke generator and I fixed the rusty ladders on the tender too. One more little time-consuming distraction. But the ladders look like new now. Okay, let me rail it. Quick check. Yep, still operational. Now, I think the coaches would look a bit lost behind this logo, so I got what replaced the 4037. First, we have an equivalent coach in a plastic version. That's the 4139. Let me free it from its box. Okay, so that coach was released in 1978, and if we compare them on the track, we can see, of course, that the 4139 is longer, measuring 24 centimeters. And the next difference is the DB logo and running numbers. The 4037 remained unchanged until the very end. The 4139 had post-1968 numbering and logo. Finally, more length means more space for additional windows, so I think we have 12 now. In 1979, Märklin then released a first-class coach in this style. It was the 4145, which is nice too. And the same year, we also got a luggage van, the 4140. On its last production year, the 4037 was available alongside the 4139, 4140 and 4145, so you could have bought everything we have in front of us at the same time. Okay, let's send this train on its way. I don't think the coaches look too bad together. The length difference doesn't really jump out at you. Cool! And 3085 is performing faultlessly too. Okay, I'm going to stop it in one of the stations, and now we can finally turn our attention to the holiday train I was testing. I was inspired by this picture taken on the Hindenburg Dam in an early July morning in 1972. This is a night train from Cologne heading to Sylt, which is a popular holiday destination on the North Sea. The locomotive is a BR12, which started life as a BR01.10, a streamlined version of the BR01. In the 1950s, the streamlining was removed to make maintenance easier, and the engine was subsequently converted to oil firing in the late 1950s. This enhanced its performance. The picture was taken shortly before the withdrawal of the class from the Hamburg depot. I made an attempt at recreating the consist. I don't have a full picture, so I tried to put something together using guesswork. So let's move the train on the bridge and stop there to have a closer look. We have the logo first. It is a Märklin 3310, which is a beautiful thing, and it's very heavy for a logo of that era. This is almost a complete metal construction. Only the tender and cab are made of plastic. So we'll crawl forward. Super. So now we have a 4064. It's a DSG sleeping car. It doesn't come out often. Then we have a 4053. It is a first-class coach, and I removed the pickup chute to deactivate the tail lights on this one. Then we have a mixed first-class sitting and snack bar coach. Let me grab the box. Yeah, it's a 4078. This one's from the spares box. It was made in the 1970s sometime. Looking at it now, I don't think it looks that bad. Only a few marks in the corners of the roof. I might revise its classification. Anyway, so then we have a pair of second-class 4052 coaches. And a luggage van at the end. I think this might be the wrong type, but Märklin didn't do a version with sliding curtains, which I think would have been used on this train in a green livery. But I do like the result though. So, I've spoken for far too long as usual. I think it's time for some action. So I've set up a little block system. I filled up the smoke generators. And I'm going to end the video with a few scenes of the trains in motion in various parts of the layout. Now you'll notice that the BR12 is slowing a bit more than the other locomotives on the ramp. That's caused by the interior lighting fitted to a few of the cars in the consist. It's pooling. The pickup shoes cause additional drag. Now I could have compensated with a bit more power, but the other trains would have gone too fast. That's the beauty of analog for you. Anyway, I'm sure you won't mind. There's always people complaining that I'm running things too fast. Okay, enjoy the trains!